I'm Sir Crazy. Against his better judgment, Mr. Beastly is allowing me to narrate this one. Let me know what you think. As the sun set over the small town of Little Haven, a group of teenagers gathered in front of the local cinema. They had been told that a horror movie was coming out and they were excited to see it. As the lights dimmed and the movie started, a wave of fear washed over everyone in attendance. The screen was filled with blood, gore, and screams that made their stomachs churn. One of the boys in attendance, a tall and muscular boy named Jason, had his eyes fixed on the screen. He was holding a small plastic knife that he had brought to the movie with him. "Wow, this is really creepy," Jason said to his friends. "I feel like I'm being watched." "Yeah, man," his friend replied. "It's like the devil himself is watching us." The movie continued, and the violence on screen was only getting more intense. The teenagers were all holding their breath, hoping that the movie would end soon, but it didn't. The horror continued for what seemed like hours, with the teenagers all watching in horror. Finally, as the credits rolled and the lights flickered back on in Little Haven, one of the boys turned to his friends and whispered, "I can't believe how much I enjoyed that." "Me neither," another boy replied. "But I'm glad we're all here together watching it." As the teenagers slowly made their way out of the cinema, they couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. They had just witnessed something truly unsettling, and they weren't sure if it was all just a dream. As Jason and his friends walked home, they couldn't help but feel like something was watching them and following them from behind. They turned around, but there was no one in sight. "I don't like this," Jason said to his friends. "Something is definitely watching us." "Yeah, man," his friend replied. "I feel like the devil himself is following us." The boys quickened their pace, but the feeling of being watched only grew stronger. Suddenly, a shadow appeared out the corner of their eye, and they all froze. "What's that?" one of the boys whispered, his heart racing. As they turned to look at the shadow, a figure emerged from it. It was tall and thin, with long, stringy hair that covered its face. Its eyes were glowing red, and it was holding a sharp, wicked-looking knife. The boys stood frozen in terror as the figure approached them. It was like nothing they had ever seen before, and their minds raced with thoughts of what horrors might be coming next. "You don't belong here," the figure said, its voice cold and menacing. "You should leave." The boys backed away slowly, not knowing what to do. They knew they couldn't leave the figure behind, but neither could they stay and face whatever horrors it might bring. As the figure stepped forward, they saw that it was holding a small plastic knife. The figure lunged at the boys, and before they knew it, a bright light filled their vision. When the light faded, they were left standing in front of a small clearing. The figure was gone, and the knife had fallen to the ground. The boys slowly made their way back home, unsure of what had just happened. They couldn't shake off the feeling that something was watching them from behind, but they were grateful to be alive. As the boys went inside their homes, they couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. They had survived something truly terrifying, and they knew that no one would ever have to know about it.